Welcome back, team.
We'll go and understand what exactly the front door, how the front door provisioning, and how to configure the backend for the front door. We'll see those things, team. All right. The first and foremost thing for this to just understand about the front door, team. Just go there to our architecture. So what exactly we did in our architecture for the front door? So in our architecture, especially the front door is the entry point. The front door is the entry point where the persons are coming to your backend services via front door. Now, especially, you know very well that the front door is acting as a load balancer. Now, let's go there and provision the front door load balancer. And also, three different types of front doors which you can see in Azure portal. The front door classic, front door standard, front door premium. So these are the three different types of front doors. Each front door has its importance and we can use based upon our requirement. Right, let's go for the front door and for the provisioning. So just come to the portal, click on the create button. Once you click on the create button, there you can see Azure Front Door, the quick create. This is the easiest and direct option where you can create a front door in Azure portal. You just go there and just click on the continue to create a front door. So the moment when you are creating the front door, it will ask you as usual things. Firstly, it's a subscription, that's a common thing, and go for the resource group. Our resource group which we are following AZ-new-22. We just use that particular resource group, team, okay? Followed by, it is asking the profile, especially the profile name. Whatever the name you are providing here, team, okay? It's just a name for your front door. I'm just giving the front door -global, just giving some name, team. And followed by, here, two things you are noting. See, one is coming to the tier model, one is standard, another one is a premium model. If you see this one, the standard, the content delivery is optimized and the premium security is optimized. You will understand slowly about these two options, right? I'm just going with the standard, and remember one thing, whenever you are dealing any service provisioning in real time, always you need to keep the cost in your mind. That is very important for you. To know any component in real time, to just understand the cost of the component before provisioning, you just go to the Azure calculator. You can go for the Azure calculator. In the Azure calculator, pricing calculator, if you open the pricing calculator, team, it will tell you how much is the charge exactly we need to pay if you provision such a service. That is the thing exactly you will see, team. So once you are here, just come to the search fonts. Here, I'm just going for the front door. Okay. Azure Front Door is the one exactly I'm saying. Click on the Azure Front Door. It's been added at the bottom. You just come here. Here you can see Azure Front Door, team. Here you can see the model also, different types of models, whatever I mentioned. Azure Front Door Classic, Azure Front Door Standard, Azure Front Door Premium. You can see these things, team. You just go for one of the model. I'm just selecting the standard. That's what exactly we are provisioning right now. And we are planning to deploy the standard Azure Front Door Standard in the Southeast Asia, right? So you just double check, is there anything, is there specific to that? If you don't see, also not an issue. That is why I call this one as a global component. No worries. Whatever the options are available for you, you just select one of those options. That's more than enough. And followed by, you can see the base cost. The base cost is the one which is a fixed cost, team. Okay. Now you can see your fixed cost is $35, $35 US. And also, if you consider the data transfer charges also into your mind. For example, by default, I think 5 GB. For the 5 GB, for first 5 GB is outbound data transfer from edge location to the client. Another one, outbound data transfer from edge to origin. It is okay. You will slowly understand this one, especially when I'm discussing about the content delivery network. Okay. So this is just, I'm just giving a view on how exactly the front door cost exists. Here, if you notice this one, team, whatever the things are default, I'm just keeping 5 GB as a minimal. Okay. If you consider here a total, it is coming as $35.88 US. Okay. This is fine. Let me go for the other option, whatever the model you are seeing. The another one is a classic. I just selected the classic also, team. It is giving you, I think, it is just giving you, there is no any specific fixed charge, which we don't see anything here, team. And also there is a zone where exactly it needs to be deployed. That is what it's been picked up. That's okay. Whatever the option is there, that is fine. If you notice this one, I don't see any other fixed charges especially here. And also custom domains are especially free here. First 100 domains are free. What is custom domain means? What are the domain? For example, azure.microsoft.com is a domain exactly which is owned by the Microsoft. So that is what exactly the custom domain. So whatever the name you are seeing as part of the DNS, that should be owned by you. That's what exactly your custom domain means. Alright, now if you just come here, team, you are seeing some additional domains, web application firewalls. These are all the additional things if you are really having some interest to add as part of your friend door. I don't want to add any of those things, but I just want to see the default cost is coming 5.90. Azure Front Door classic model is charging us 5.90, but soon it will be obsolete, meaning that I think that they'll make this particular service will retire soon, team. Okay, don't use Azure Front Door Classic. But the standard is the one which we noticed at $35. I'm just going for the premium, team. The moment when I enable the premium, base cost if you come one instance is costing how much? $330 team. $330 literally is your charge on the front door. This is what you need to inform to your client. Hey, $330 as the fixed one which you need to pay. On top of it, data transfer charges will apply. That one also you need to tell him. So now $330, are you really interested to pay $330 per month for the load balancer or not? That is the confirmation you need to get from your client. Based upon that one, usually you will pick the front door premium. Now, before asking the client, you need to convince the client. Right? Usually, what are the service you are offering to him? Obviously, he will ask why. Why that particular service is such a costly? Why the standard is not so costly? So, what exactly the difference is? If you notice that one time, one instance is $330, especially the name itself, the front door premium. Here itself, especially on the security part, usually they will charge you more. You know one thing? Especially if you use the front door premium, what exactly the connection will change here? What are the connection from front door to? What are the connection from front door to app service? Front door to app service is connecting. This particular connection is completely secure, team. That is completely secure. So meaning that no one can come, no one can hit your app service. No one can come and no one can hit your app service. Directly, whatever the front door, if the client or customer is coming via load balancer, only such a traffic only will be allowed into the app service. That's the point you need to keep in your mind. Okay, what kind of security thing they are providing for you? That one we will see. So what exactly the benefit we are getting with the front door premium, we will see also, team. Alright, you just come back here. Especially this is the one exactly I'm talking about. See, front door global, the standard one is there. Alright. The specialty team. Here, if you see this one, there is an endpoint name it is asking. This is the important thing I want to convey to you. Out of the endpoint name you are seeing, right? That is what your domain name, team. That is what your domain name. What of the name you are seeing, front door -global. Copy this. Just come here. Just paste over there. What are the global you are seeing? Front door -global hyphen. See there it is giving some endpoint name for you. Endpoint host name is front door -global brgg blah 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 .azure.net. See, this is what your endpoint, From now onwards, this is what your endpoint, which you will make use of this particular endpoint where to hit your application. Okay, that is what exactly the things will happen to. I don't even see any kind of chat box also, Tim. I don't know what is happening here. Okay, alright. So this is the endpoint host name, and followed by there is origin type. Especially origin type is the one. See, obviously the name whenever you see origin type, origin is the one usually will think as a source, right, or something. It has been originated or something. But actually, team, here origin means the backend service. Remember the point very clearly. Origin means the backend service team. That's the point you need to keep in your mind. For example, you just come here, the origin type, here is the one exactly you are seeing. You can keep front door followed by storage account, front door followed by cloud service, front door followed by any kind of storage web app, API management, application gateway, public IPs, anything, team, anything you can use, team. So that is also one of the benefit usually you can think always you can think about your particularly about your backend services. Sometimes I just want to keep a scenario for you. Okay, advantage on one better advantage what you can get. For example, let me put one scenario. Okay, a client came to you, for example, Tim, a client came to you and just asking, hey, I have a backend solution where I just want to utilize the backend solution. Especially I'm using a Kubernetes service, especially the Kubernetes service. And here also, this is AKS Kubernetes service. Let me keep this one as an app service, okay? See, because we are discussing mainly on the app services. This is app service is one thing, and there is one more component which is especially I'm just considering AWS Lambda, AWS Lambda, for example. Okay, whatever the thing, Lambda function is one of the function which you can use specially in AWS cloud to just host any of your Python application or any kind of triggering applications. Definitely you can use this particular AWS Lambda. Or otherwise, I just want to use particularly a service called AWS EKS. Maybe EKS is Kubernetes. Okay, Kubernetes is the one. Okay, now I'm bringing up why I'm telling this one. Let me tell you. Okay, so the point here is, Tim, the client is there. Specially, okay, I'm just considering a client. Okay, a client. So basically, the client is coming to you. You are a DevOps engineer. Okay, you are a DevOps engineer. He's just giving one specific requirement to you. Okay, what is that requirement? He has a deployment ready. He has a deployment ready, especially in the AWS EKS cluster. AWS EKS already deployment is there, team. Okay, deployment ready. So that's been prepared by one of the vendor team. I think, but the deployment is ready. From there onwards, I think nothing been more. But they spent a lot, especially in setting up this particular infrastructure. Let's assume like that. And also, they have another deployment, especially in the app service. Okay. The client think, okay, I trust completely AWS EKS, I trust 100%. And the same time, Azure App Service, I trust 100%. Okay, that is his wish. Anything is fine. Okay. So as part of his architecture, his application being deployed here as well as here. This is what multi-cloud deployment is. Multi-cloud, meaning that Azure, his deployment is there. In AWS also, his deployment is there. When his deployment is sitting in two different clouds, now the challenge here is, what exactly he's asking you. He's asking you, hey, please route the traffic 50% to AWS EKS and 50% to App Service. That's the question exactly he's asking you. In this particular scenario, because you want to route your traffic between two cloud environments actually. It is not like a sitting in a single cloud environment. It's between two different clouds. Your Azure Front Door really will help you. The Azure Front Door has the capability. What exactly it can do, I told you already, right? In our previous part, if you refer, Azure Front Door has a capability where you can configure the traffic percentage. 50% should go to primary, 50% should go to secondary. In the place of primary, now you just assume AWS EKS, AWS Kubernetes a service, where your application is sitting here, application is sitting here also. Because we cannot do anything because the client is trusting AWS EKS and Azure App Service only. Okay, you may think, okay, if the client is really trusting Azure App Service, why don't he keep App Service only? Why he is thinking about AWS EKS? Okay, because he don't even trust Azure also. He don't want to trust AWS also fully because these two guys are vendors. Okay, that is the problem for the client. He don't want to trust any one of these two cloud vendors. That is why to just safeguard his application, he just placed his deployment in two places. One is in Azure App Service, another one is in AWS EKS. Now the problem for the client is, how exactly I can route the traffic between these two different cloud environments? This is AWS cloud, this is Azure cloud. How we can do that? That is absolutely possible by using your Front Door. So by using your Front Door, what you can do, team. So you can completely route your traffic between these two backend services absolutely without any doubt. That's the advantage of this particular Azure Front Door. That's the best advantage which you can think about. Okay. This is what exactly I'm talking about now. Okay. This is what exactly I'm talking about. Okay. This is absolutely possible. It is acting as a, now I can say it's acting as a multi-cloud load balancer. It is acting multi-cloud load balancer. That is the best use case I can present for you. Just think about it. This is one of the use case. Okay, if your service or if your deployment is completely sitting in Azure, no doubt in that. Here you are already saying App Service, right? Maybe in case of App Service, if you think it's a Kubernetes. In case of Kubernetes, if you think Function App. In case of Kubernetes Function App, you can think a storage account, anything, or virtual machine, anything. Your Front Door can route the traffic without any doubt. But the point is, your Front Door is a global component. That is the only the thing which you need to think always. Global load balancer. Okay, all right, team. Now you just come back here. That's why you are seeing a lot of things here as part of your backend services. For example, if I select the custom, this is what exactly I'm talking about now. For example, you want to give the backend service as the AWS endpoint. Please give the AWS endpoint here. You need to select the custom. You need to select the option as a custom, and you need to give this particular thing as that particular AWS, a load balancer, or whatever the a network connected, whatever the point. You may think again, one more point I'm highlighting here. You may think, hey, if we connect front door with AWS, let me go back here. If you connect the front door with AWS, oh, this particular traffic is completely over the internet, right? How can we trust this particular thing? I want to keep this particular thing is very much secure. How can we do that? Okay, this case, let's talk about this case. This is also Azure Front Door, right? This is also app service, no? Even this particular traffic is also again through internet only. Again, this traffic is also through internet only. Even though both are Azure components, that doesn't mean that this is going through a Microsoft backbone network. Not like that. These two are again going through internet. This is also going through internet. But the connections are HTTPS. You can make the connections as HTTPS where the traffic is completely encrypted. No, you don't want to trust that particular line. I want to make this particular traffic is completely internal. Internal means within the network. How to bring within the network. That is the point exactly you need to think. You need to build your thinking ideas and thinking methodology also. How to make this particular communication internal. So to make this particular communication internal, especially Azure is offering you Azure Premium model. Azure Premium model benefit here is whatever the connection you are seeing, the thing whatever I highlighted, especially that particular connection is completely very much secured within the virtual network. That is why even any other person, if the particular person wants to hit any of your backend services, that is not so easy to hit this particular backend team. I'll give the time to raise your questions, team. Don't worry. Just give me for a few more minutes. So once we are here, team, you just go to the friend door profile. You just come here. That is where exactly you need to select the custom option if you want to go with other cloud environments. I'm just giving one idea for you here, okay? If you face such a scenario, you can still handle by using the friend door. That's one of the things which you can make use of this. But if you see the remaining things, all Azure services, whatever are possible, especially they just kept each and everything over here, okay? Everything they just kept here. Okay, fine, all right. No worries. I think anyway we have the virtual machines, and you can just bring the virtual machines. What are the virtual machines? And you can just give the origin host name as this particular virtual machine IP also. Even that is also absolutely possible. So I'm just going back. But as part of our architecture, what exactly the backend service of the friend door? The backend service for the friend door is the app service, right? So that is the thing, right, team? So let's use our app service. What are the app service we provision in our previous session? So our app service in our previous session is app service -primary. That's the one. Let me double check, team. Okay. So someone is asking the question. You can ask the question now. Okay, I'm just going for the app service team. Yep. The app service primary, I think, which is running here. So that's absolutely all right. I think this is already there. I thought it's not there. It's okay, no worries. You just come here, team, especially under the origin type. You just come here, especially the app service says exactly. Please select this one, team. You just come here, origin-host name is the things it's been listed here. Just select that one. Alright. So you're going with the standard, team. Okay. Let's explain. Let's understand both the cases. Okay. And I don't want to keep any kind of caching or content deliveries. Don't worry on this particular caching part. And also web application firewall. So I don't want to enable any web application firewall at this moment. Just go for the tags, team. And tags are the one which helps us to just identify the cost, especially with the bill generated. It's okay. That's optional. Just go for the review, create, and click on create. Sorry, team. Now you are creating a friend door standard model. Okay, fine. What is that the issue with the friend door standard model? It is not an issue. It is not about an issue. Trust me, it is not about an issue. Still, you can make particularly your connections are more secure. No problem on that, no doubt on that. But I just want to highlight what exactly the difference between your standard and the premium. The standard is the one, this particular connection is via internet. But if it is a premium, this particular connection is via VNet. That's the only difference, team. Okay. One is internet, one is intranet. That's the only difference between these two. So the first one is if you talk about the standard from front door to app service, the traffic is going via internet, team. Keep the point in your mind. But if you are thinking about this particular Azure Front Door premium model, your traffic is not going via internet. Your traffic is going via virtual network. Virtual network. That's completely safe. That's the difference majorly you need to keep in your mind. Let's simulate both the cases. First, let's see this particular Azure Front Door, especially the standard model. You just go to the overview screen here. Once you are here, team, here you can see about whatever the name you have provided, each and every option you can see. Especially this particular front door will be given with an ID. We will use this ID later in the app service team. Okay. Just have an eye on this. And followed by rest all as it is, especially if you notice the location is displaying as a global. Okay, that's exactly one of the point which you need to keep in your mind as well. Okay. So once you are done with this thing, okay, what exactly you need to do next? There are endpoints. If you see endpoint host name, friendo-global-br blah 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 Azure.net. Okay, I don't see any chat box for you. Apologies for that. Maybe you can check with Visual Path later. Just go there, just hit enter, team. The point here is what exactly you are trying here. So the point you need to think about one case here, team. Okay. So firstly, whatever the front door you are trying to access, that particular front door is passing the traffic to the backend. That is the thing exactly happening here, team. Okay. Exactly happening here. I have one backend here. The moment when you are triggering front door, the traffic is going to the backend primary and the response is coming back. That is the thing actually happening. Let's see what exactly the primary is responding first. Let's understand that one, team. Okay. Let me go to the app service-primary. Just click on the app service-primary, team. I believe this app service-primary is throwing some issue. Let me do one small thing, team. Let me create the app service-primary quickly, however we created in the previous class. Let me simulate the same thing with a new one. Okay. This is throwing some issue. That's why we cannot exactly simulate our use case. I believe you can see, I think something it is loading. Yeah, I think it is throwing some application error. I think just ignore this case, team. Ignore this case. Let me do one thing. I'm deleting this app service. Let me reprovision the app service one more time. Just stay tuned. Just give me a moment. Okay. Let it go. Okay, alright, just create a create button. Just go there. Just click on the create. I'm just going here as part of our app service-primary one. Just go there. This is the one exactly we created app service-primary one. And also especially the code is the one exactly the Node.js, right? Team, that's the thing exactly we created, right? Node.js and this one is, we know that I think usually we'll create in the Southeast Asia. Just go this and the normal thing. We know very well that. I think I'm just selecting one of the primary plan. That's fine. Basic V1 is okay. Deployment not required, networking not required, monitoring not required, tags not required, review and create. That's all. Okay, just 30 seconds it will be ready. Just wait. Okay. So now the point is, team, once this particular app service is ready, but actually whatever the app service you configured in the front door is different, right? Now we need to modify. It's a very good opportunity for us how to change the backend. How to change the backend at the front door. That one we can see now. You go to the front door manager. There is one option called front door manager. Click on the front door manager. Once you click on the front door manager, team, here you can see the option. This is what exactly today you configure. Okay, this is exactly the thing. For example, you want to add one more route. You can add this particular route and the new route will be created for your app service and you can delete the existing one. If you notice that this is the default route. Default route is going to app service-primary. You know that very well. I will prove now. This is the default route, team. In the default route, you go for the origin group. Origin group is the backend group. Always remember origin means backend. Click on the default origin group. Here if you see this particular thing, one associated route is there. Click on the one default origin group is there. Click on the default origin group, team. Here you can see app service-primary 100% traffic is going to the app service primary. Wait 1000 means that's a maximum value. So meaning that wait 1000 means 100% traffic will go to only appserivce-primary.azurewebsite.net. I don't want this first and foremost thing, because we don't have this one. We have already deleted this case, right? We have already deleted. What you can do now, for example, you just come here, just go there, just delete this particular option. Do you want to remove the endpoint? Yes, take that out. I have removed my backend point from the front door. Now you know what exactly you did. This is the front door. You just disconnected this one. Nothing being connected for your front door. Your front door is isolated at this moment. Now we need to add a proper backend for your front door. Now that is the one exactly we need to simulate. So once you are here, team, yes, add an endpoint. Click on this one by one. Go to front door manager. Under the front door manager, add an endpoint. Okay, click on that. It is asking, give an endpoint name. Okay, so especially I'm just giving endpoint name as, okay. This is what exactly the endpoint name, team. Okay, front door hyphen global hyphen 1. Okay, I'm just giving the name as front door global hyphen 1. Okay, we are just telling status to be enabled only. This particular endpoint should work. That's the thing exactly. See, if you notice one interesting fact here, team. Okay, one interesting fact. Whatever the endpoint host name you are seeing, right? Here, if you notice, AzureFD.net, which we can send something. Okay, this is one of the domain. Okay, Azure domain. Okay, something they are just coming with Azure Front Door.net. But before to that, if you notice, team, E0, DRF, BA0, DXE tax, this is nonsense completely. Okay, what exactly their intention, you know? You need to configure this particular endpoint, team. That is what their goal. They are randomly generating one random code and they are giving one custom domain to you. But this custom domain, which is of no use, team. So you need to modify or you need to use your own custom domain. Keep the point in your mind, team. Click on add button. Now what exactly you did? You just added an endpoint. For this endpoint, you need to add a origin group. That is what you need to do, team. Okay, once you have done with this particular endpoint creation, wait a moment, it will be ready. Alright. See, your endpoint got added. This is what your endpoint, team. Okay, now this is your endpoint. You just go there and just type here. Okay, what are the endpoint? Remember one thing, you need to give the proper endpoint as HTTPS :/ or something. This makes sense. Okay, see, it is telling whatever the endpoint you just grab from Azure Front Door seems to be, this particular protocol is not secure. So meaning that it is unable to identify the certificate corresponding to this one. Certificate is not valid. Don't worry. Just wait for a while. It will be okay. Now, what exactly I'm just trying to do here, I'm just clicking on the proceed. Okay. But actually we don't need to do such kind of things in real time, but it will be ready soon. Okay, don't worry. Because you haven't configured any backend. Usually that one will be ready when you are provisioning for the first time itself. Alright. Now we just come to the front door, team. Now once you are here, I need to add a route. So meaning that once the traffic comes here, I should be able to route the traffic to the backend service. That is what this route is talking about. Click on the route. Once you click on the route, team, just add one route name. I'm just giving my backend route name. You can give anything, doesn't matter. You don't need to go the same name. App service. It's an app service route. Okay, I'm just giving as app service route. Clear? Okay, fine. I'm just giving, sorry, the spell mistake. Okay, just a moment. App service route team. Copy this. This is what our front door endpoint. Agree. We are enabling the route. Agree. There is any domain. Adding a new domain. What are the domains exactly you are adding for this domain? Sorry, adding for this route. What are the traffic coming to this particular front door? That is what exactly I'm associating. Just add that one. Alright. What of the traffic comes with this particular front door endpoint? I'm accepting both HTTP and HTTPS both. No need to be HTTPS. Even I'm accepting HTTP also. But you redirect the traffic to HTTPS. Meaning that convert the traffic from HTTP to HTTPS. That is what exactly you are telling. But accept both. Accept both the protocols, but convert that one into HTTPS. That's what exactly you are doing. but you no need to do. Azure Front Door will help you on that. Origin group, this is another important thing, right? If you notice one thing, team, this is default origin group. Now you want to create your new origin group. Origin group means you know that backend group. Click on the backend group, origin group, click on that. Now it will ask you please enter one origin group. I'm just giving origin hyphen app service, right? That is what's the app service backend hyphen app service is the one exactly the meaning for this one. Okay, app service group maybe makes sense. App service group. Now it is asking you to add the origin team. Click on origin. Once you click on origin, you just give the name exactly. This also can be anything. This also can be anything, because usually you will select your host name here. Okay, this is the key exactly. I'm just giving app service maybe for your, just to avoid confusion, app service hyphen primary or something like that, as hyphen primary. And origin type, this is what the key thing exactly. You need to select the right one team. This is app service. Exactly the app service. Please select the app service. After selecting the app service team, now there is a host name. You are seeing a host name. You open the drop down. This is the thing exact I'm telling you team. App service hyphen primary 1. Please select that one team. Now it is just telling you, okay, certificate subject name validation. Enable the validation. This is completely optional. So what exactly this particular thing is doing here? See, by selecting this, you just read this one team. By selecting this, AFD, meaning that Azure Front Door, will validate if the request host name matches the host name in the certificate provided by the origin. Meaning that whatever the domain, this is the host name, right team? App service hyphen primary hyphen Azure website.net. This is what exactly the domain, right? You configured a domain here. Really your backend also holding this domain? Is the certificate is really valid or not? That is what exactly the certificate name validation is happening here. This is not really needed. That's an optional. You can ignore. And especially there is a HTTP port which is an 80, HTTPS port 443. These are the common ports which you know already. And there is a priority, important thing. Priority is the one. If you give priority 1, your traffic will go to first to this backend only. This is what your backend, right? Your traffic will come here. And wait as 1000, meaning that you know all the traffic will come to only for this backend. That's it. That exactly the thing you need to keep in our mind. 1 and 1000. And enable this origin, of course, just click add button. Okay, you have added really well. Session affinity is not really needed. The session affinity is the one to just make sure the session got locked for a user to just do the further transactions. This is not really needed for you at the moment. Just ignore. Health probes are there, right? This is an important thing. What exactly is the health probe? I told you one important thing in our previous session. Always Front Door will sense health of your app service system. Always Front Door will check health of your app services. At any moment, if app services are not really healthy, then immediately your Front Door will not send the traffic to that app service. That's the point you need to keep in your mind. That's a default load balancer behavior. Similarly, you just come here. There, if you notice this particular thing, enable health probe is the default one, and the path is the one exactly. You keep as it is. Don't worry. Protocol, you can keep this one with HTTPS because your backend is HTTPS, right? You can keep HTTPS. And what kind of probe exactly you are doing, whatever the method is defaultly placed, I think you can keep that one, not an issue. And interval, how frequently you want to hit your backend to check your health. It's 100 seconds they mentioned. That is your wish. You can keep even 30 seconds also, not an issue. And also how exactly you want to consider. You want to take out of 4 samples, meaning that 100 one sample, first one sample. After 100 seconds, second sample. After 100 seconds, third sample. After 100 seconds, fourth sample. Out of 4 samples, 3 samples should be good. Meaning that 3 times your response should be success. Then only I will consider your backend is a really healthy thing. Okay, really healthy. That is exactly the thing you need to keep in your mind. The latency sensitivity is the one which we need to explore a bit. Maybe we will double check this option. I will double check this option specially for your next project session. Then I will discuss this option more. Alright team. Once you are done with this thing, now I'm just click on the add button. Okay. Alright. you have added a origin group. See team, you are going through all these things, what exactly you are doing. You are configuring the backend service. That's what you are doing. By default, while provisioning the front door itself, you configured your backend. That is very straightforward. It will already set everything. Sometimes you may need to change the backend. That scenario we are simulating. All these things we need to go through. But when you are provisioning a front door, you don't see this. Simply it is asking you what is the backend. That's all. Your task done. But now I need to go through each and every option and we need to understand what is for. This is a very good call only. Don't worry on that. All right. Right. So origin group is the one exactly you are just going for this one. Any origin path, any of the path which you need to exactly you are recommending. If you come /test, then only route this one. /path, then only route this one, or such kind of thing. Not required. Whatever the matching request is coming from the front door, just pass the as it is to the backend. That's what exactly you are telling you. Are you trying to keep any rules here? Meaning that whatever the API you are calling app service, for example, whenever your front door is calling, your client is calling app service, you want to send any of the header parameter by using front door. You want to send some dynamic value to that API by using front door. All those things are possible by using this particular rules. These rules are really will help you to route or to forward, to redirect or to add any kind of headers. Each and everything is possible by using rules. Any kind of changes you can do on fly. Okay. Just click on add. We changed the backend. Okay. This is also a very good one only. Okay. For example, if you want to change in future in your company, you want to change your backend to some other thing, you need to go through these options. Okay, you need to go through these options. But now we configured only for our app service. That's what exactly we did. Okay. Let's simulate our case. Okay, let's simulate our case because you configured the backend with the app service and the front end is the front door. This is what your connection at this moment. Okay, your front door is here, app service is here. Let's see how exactly this works. Okay, alright team. Your route created team. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, fine. See, now you created a route also. You created an endpoint first, followed by you created a route. Inside the route, you created an origin group. Those are the things you just cleared. Okay, that's really good. That is what exactly your front door configuration is. You go to overview. If you go to overview, this is what exactly the endpoint name which you can sense. You can get the same name from here also. You go to front door manager team. When you go to the front door manager, this is what the front door manager. This is the one exactly. Both are same team. Okay, both are same. Whatever the thing you are seeing there and this one both are same. You just copy this one. You just go there. I'm just going here. So whatever I told you already, right? It accepts both the traffic, HTTP and HTTPS. Both the traffic it will accept. Okay. Now, okay, fine. So now we are just getting some front door -global. Okay, this is for this particular endpoint. We are getting the connection is not private. Okay, let's double check the issue. Server could not prove the front door global server is securely certificate to the page order. This may be caused by the misconfiguration or attacker interrupting your connection. Okay, just let me double check this one team. Okay, why? Let me see first and foremost thing. Let me see your endpoint first. Okay, your backend. This is what your backend, right? This is what your backend. Hope I configured app service -primary only in the front door global. Let me double check that one first. Or let me double check my backend configuration first thing. Yes, awesome. This is good. So this is what exactly I configured already. Okay, just a moment. I'm just going back to the primary one. Let me click on this link team. Let me check whether the site, okay, this site is up. Okay, this is good actually. This is responding. But when I call from the front door, I think this is not exactly responding as this. Let me double check the front door one more time, please, team. Just a moment. Just a second, team. Just a second. Just a second. because I'm just starting both the protocols. So HTTP and HTTPS retail dot traffic. This one, the subsidiary awesome. This is also fine. I don't see any issue here. This is fine actually. Let me check this one. Okay, so far okay. So this is already verified. Not an issue. Not an issue for this one because I haven't changed any kind of path. The health is also fine. This is also good. This is also good. And also associated route. One associated route. There is no associated route. Not good. Just a second. Configure also associated endpoint. Configure origin associated endpoint. Sorry. We already associated actually. It's already configured. That's good. I don't see any issue to it. Just a moment. Just a moment. Just a moment. There's a problem for this one. Default origin groups are both the provisions accessible. Origin group is the route name. Okay, route name app service route. The provision. This is also clear. And security policy custom domain. Okay, everything is alright. I don't see any issue. Just a moment. We just go for this particular incognito. Just yep, makes sense. It's responding. Maybe okay. I don't know whether I cannot give you the. Maybe it took some time, team. It took some time to respond. I think it took my cache. Seems to be that's why it is throwing me 404. But the process, whatever the thing you understand just now, the front door is connecting your app service. The front door standard is connecting your app service. That's absolutely fine. You hit the front door, you are getting response from app service. That is what the app service response, right, team? If you go there, just give this particular link over there, try to hit. See, this is what app service response, right? This is the node build with Node.js. The conclusion here is your front door is well connected with your backend. That's really good. Thank you for the session. See you in the next part.